Okay, beautiful. If I asked 100 women what their biggest hair problem is, I can almost guarantee majority of them would say my hair just won't grow. And honestly, I do understand why they think that, because that's what we've been taught to believe all these years. We're constantly being sold growth oils, growth serums, growth vitamins, even growth challenges, and other products that promise longer hair in 30 days. So naturally, if we don't see length, we assume our hair isn't growing. Most women don't actually have a growth problem. They have a retention problem. And understanding the difference between those two things can completely change your hair journey. Today, we're going to talk about what growth actually is, what retention actually is, and why so many women confuse the two, and why this misunderstanding keeps people stuck for years. Let's start with why so many people believe that they have a growth problem in the first place. But after spending more than a decade behind the chair, I've learned something that completely changed the way I look at healthy hair. I hear this every single week. My hair won't grow. I've tried everything. Nothing works. And the first thing I usually ask is, why do you think your hair isn't growing? Most of the time, the answer has nothing to do with growth itself. It's because they're not seeing length. People judge growth by what they see, not by what's actually happening. So let's think about marketing when it comes to the beauty industry. Everything is marketed around growth, right? Think about it. You have hair growth oil, hair growth challenge, hair growth vitamins, hair growth gummies, growth serum, growth spray, growth. We've been obsessed with getting our hair to grow without ever asking what happens after it grows. Nobody teaches retention. And that's where the conversation needs to change. So let's actually talk about what growth is. Here's something that surprises a lot of people, okay? Hair growth starts underneath your scalp. It begins inside the hair follicle. If your follicles are functioning normally, your hair is already growing. Your follicle doesn't know that you just bought rosemary oil. It doesn't know that you're taking biotin. It doesn't know you have braids in. Its job is to simply produce hair. So if your hair is growing, why aren't you seeing it? Because the hair that is growing isn't staying. Okay, now, the average person grows about half an inch every month. So that's about 6 inches every year. So ask yourself, if your hair has supposedly not grown in 3 years, is it that it's not growing? Or are you losing the length just as fast as it's growing in? Now, let's talk about where the length is actually going. So retention simply means keeping the length your body has already produced. Okay? You can grow 6 inches, but you can also break off 6 inches. Technically, your hair did grow. You just never got to enjoy the length. Now, why is that? If you're constantly struggling with dryness to your hair, split ends, heat damage, tight styles, let me pause right there with the tight styles. If you're constantly manipulating your hair and you aren't on a good hair care regimen when it comes to your hair, and this is the thing, it's not just your hair, it's also your scalp. Okay? That scalp care is very, very important. And then we move on to how rough we are with our hair. Rough detangling, skipping trims when they're needed, product buildup, poor scalp care. Again, it still comes back to the scalp care. A lot of times we focus on the hair and we don't focus on the scalp, not realizing those are two different things, which I've said before in a previous Hair Truth video. Your hair doesn't stop growing because you wore braids. Your hair does not stop growing because you stop using one particular oil. Your hair stops appearing longer when breakage outpaces the growth. Let me run that back. Hair stops appearing longer when breakage outpaces the growth. Please sit in that for a little bit. Marinate that for a little bit. Because I really want you to pause and really think about what it is that I'm saying. We're living in a world where we're always constantly looking for quick fixes. And those quick fixes is what has us in these hair traps, which is why I'm speaking about Hair Truth. Because now it's actually time for us to stop and think when it comes to our hair, when it comes to our scalp, when it comes to the decisions that we do make, and stop looking and thinking about our hair as if it's just a task, and start treating it with the respect that it deserves. You can't sit up here and keep saying my hair won't grow when you're not taking care of it. You can't keep saying my hair won't grow when it's dry. You can't keep saying that when you haven't even looked or seen about your scalp, which is also skin. Okay? We have to stop for a minute and think. So this is what all this is for. Think about how you view your hair, you view your scalp, because this is also accepting a whole nother part of yourself. So just slow down for a minute and let's take a breather and really think about what I just said. Again, hair stops appearing longer when breakage outpaces growth. Now, what does that really mean to you? Just think about that. Now, I've had clients come to me convinced they can't grow hair. Months later, they're retaining length. What changed? Not their genetics, not a miracle product. Their routine, their understanding, and their consistency. Let me say that again. What changed? Not their genetics, not a miracle product. What did change was their routine, their understanding, and their consistency. And this leads into something I've been talking about here recently. So this connects directly to my hair truth content that I've been producing for you all. And one of the biggest misconceptions I see is women confusing maintenance with healthy hair. Now, some examples of that is I wash my hair, I moisturize it, I wear a bonnet, I keep braids in, I use expensive products. Those are maintenance habits. And maintenance isn't the same thing as health. Healthy hair is actually understanding why you're shampooing, which shampoo you need. Let me back up, because those two things right there, I can't even move forward with everything else I want to say, because a lot of people don't even wash their hair right. A lot of people don't even understand. In order to truly moisturize, your hair needs to be hydrated. Wearing a bonnet, that's for the hairstyle. I kept braids in. You're doing your hair a disservice. Not against braids whatsoever, but if you weren't taking care of your hair before, during, and after, that's where the damage comes, okay? I use expensive products. None of that means anything if those expensive products aren't even what your hair needs. What is your hair lacking? Okay? The main thing when it comes to us women, especially Black women, is the lack of hydration. That's usually where we have to start, is the hydration, okay? Though again, everything that I said, the moisturizing, the bonnet, the keeping the braids, having the expensive products, that's just maintenance habits. And that's not the same thing as health. Why are you shampooing, and what shampoo are you using? Are you using a moisturizing shampoo thinking that you're cleansing that scalp? Are you using a clarifying shampoo every time and wondering why your hair is still dry? Do you know if your scalp is actually clean? Whether moisture is actually staying in the hair? Whether you're preventing damage or adding to the damage? You can faithfully maintain an unhealthy routine. Let me bring that back. I'm dropping some gems on y'all. Listen, you can faithfully maintain an unhealthy routine. And guess what? We're speaking of hair, but that could be every part of your life. Truly. Let it sit for a minute, okay? Put a pin right there. We talk about consistency, but let me rephrase that, because a lot of times you can be consistent, but that doesn't automatically mean that it's effective. I don't know where all this kind of got lost, but when it comes to shampooing, and I always start with shampooing because, baby, we got to start at the basics when it comes to all this. Some of y'all know, just like all foundations are not the same. If you're into makeup, a lot of times you know that you need more than one foundation, right? You usually need one for the summertime and one for the winter. Why? Because in the summertime, you're darker. In the wintertime, you are lighter, right? Some people know that, some people don't. But it's the same thing with shampoo. You usually need more than one type of shampoo, depending on what it is that your hair needs. There are different shampoos for different things. Listen, this is a whole topic by itself. And I find myself going deeper and deeper when it comes to shampoo. Again, a lot of people just like, oh, just a quick shampoo, da-da-da-da. No. It's just about the basics. If we can get the basics down, you'll be surprised on how much your hair can thrive. All this brings me to what I've been talking about when it comes to the hair trap. All of us, me included, are in hair traps and we don't even realize it. I'm trying to figure out why X, Y, and Z hair trap. I do braids because da-da-da, hair trap. It should be to the point where we do things because we want to do them when it comes to hairstyles, not because you feel you need to or you feel like this is the easiest way to go. You have to put in the work first. A lot of times when I start talking about hair and the scalp, I actually end up relating it to when you get a personal trainer. It's really the same thing when you really break it down and think about it. And I say that because when you get a personal trainer, you don't keep that personal trainer forever, right? They usually help you get going. But what happens in order for you to get going and you can go off and do your own thing, you got to put in that work first. You have to understand why you're doing these particular exercises. You have to put in that work. And that trainer is there to give you the direction and make sure that you are held accountable for that. It's the same thing when it comes to your hair routine. I'm here to make sure that we start with what it is that you need. Tell me what your goals are. And I don't want to hear, oh, I want my hair longer. Okay, but what does that look like? What are your problem areas? What does having long hair look for you? Where's your hair inspiration? Do you just want it long and stringy? Do you want it full? What do you feel like you're lacking? Those are the questions we don't get asked. Those questions are important. Very important. This one makes everything effective. But again, even with that, you have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. We're living in a world right now where everyone knows, I always call him Mr. Willie. Everybody know Mr. Willie in your grandparents' neighborhood or in the neighborhood that you grew up in. Mr. Willie kept his grass green all year round. He never missed. He did not miss a day, baby. He was going to be out there. He's making sure his grass is green. He's making sure it's good. Hell, he'll even take a broom to it and sweep off the little thing. I actually had a neighbor do that, though. That's crazy. That's still crazy that I actually saw this woman sweep her yard, but that's another story for another time. But now we live in a world where we'll just go grab a landscaper to make it look good. That's what they do. They come, mow your grass, make it look good. But are they treating anything? No. Nothing is being treated. Nothing is being taken care of. It just looks good. Make it look decent. You don't have to worry about getting a ticket, right? When it comes to that. But when I'm going to stop and actually treat the hair, we're going to treat your scalp and stop just doing things because it's quick, because you don't feel like doing it. That's actually a little part of neglect, to be honest with you. And that's what I'm tired of seeing. Stop. We as women have to stop neglecting our hair, our scalp. It is a part of us, and we need to stop acting as if it's just an afterthought. Over the last few weeks, you've probably noticed me mentioning something called the hair trap, and I also talked about a hair trap a few minutes ago. Some people think it's a product. Some think it's a hairstyle. Some think it's a course. It's actually much bigger than that. The hair trap is the collection of beliefs, routines, habits, and advice that feel right, but quietly keep women stuck. So an example of that is believing protective styles automatically create healthy hair. Another example is believing expensive products fix damaged routines. Another example, believing growth is your biggest problem. And believing one shampoo does everything. All those are hair traps. And over the next several weeks, we're going to expose every single one of them. Now, beautiful. If there's one thing I hope you take away from today's episode, is this. Your hair might not need help growing. It may need help staying. Growth and retention are two completely different conversations, and once you understand that, everything about your routine begins to change.
Okay, ladies, here's your homework. So if today's conversation challenged the way you've been thinking about your hair, I created something just for you. The Hair Trap Playbook, Volume 1, goes even deeper into today's topic and gives you practical steps you can start using immediately. You can grab your copy using the link below. And if you wanted to be the first to know when the new Hair Trap Playbooks, podcast episodes, and exclusive education are released, join the Hair Trap VIP. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and share the conversation with someone who's been saying, my hair won't grow. Until next time, healthy hair, intentional care.